Okay, Dr. Mohammed, one of the talking points here that will be discussed or are on the table is NATO. Now, Trump has on many occasions, doubted or spoke about the usefulness of NATO and hinted at letting, Europe fend for itself. How might this shape Mertz's attempts to rally U.S. commitment when it comes to NATO? Do you think it's going to make it difficult for Mertz to, show Trump that basically NATO is something that's very important, not just for Europe, but for the transatlantic alliance in general?
Of course, Europe's security architecture is entirely based on this transatlantic alliance and basically on the United States military assets and commitments to the protection of other NATO members, basically the idea of collective defense. And of course, the European military infrastructure at the moment is highly insufficient to ensure complete European security or satisfy the security needs of Europe vis-a-vis what's perceived in Europe as Russian expansionism. And of course, President Trump, in his first administration, his first term, and now in his second term, rather more profoundly, has played the card of attempting to blackmail NATO one way or the other. He's saying that the United States is bearing a disproportionate portion of the bill, basically of the protection of NATO. And to be honest, this has some logic into it. Most of the NATO countries do not even spend what is equivalent to 2% of their GDP on the defense and armaments, which is basically stipulated by the NATO Charter. So what President Trump has always demanded is that though they should even surpass this 2% of GDP percentage, and that they should at least spend 3% of their GDP on defense, and even sometimes it goes as high as 5%, which of course is an exaggerated, outrageous percentage that is not eligible for application at the moment, because this would need to turn European economies into war economies. And of course, this is something that Europe cannot afford. So at the moment, he is trying to push the Europeans to pitch in more and to spend more on their own defense. And Germany is playing game with Trump's demand and is reciprocating. Germany has pledged to increase its defense spending and its military production. It has put forward a plan this effect worth hundreds of billions of dollars over the next few years. And I think that Germany is moving in that direction, along with many other countries. However, the United States has hinted several times it wants to downsize its military presence overseas, and certainly they will withdraw or at least decrease their military presence inside Europe, which causes great concern to the Europeans, especially the Germans. And I think Chancellor Merkel, during his visit, will try to push Trump to show more commitment to the NATO alliance.
It's a negotiation, basically. Is that what you're trying to say? That basically what they're going to do is, like, we're going to spend more, but we expect that in return, the U.S. presence will not diminish in Europe. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. That the U.S. president demands that certain commitments be made from the Europeans, primarily Germany, of course, since it is the largest economy the strongest economy in the European Union, and also the second strongest economy in NATO. They are expected by the United States to contribute more to the Europe's security architecture, so that they can keep the U.S. treaty commitment to NATO. This is the message that Trump has been delivering, and he has been very unequivocal about it. Trump said it very bluntly. If a European country does not contribute sufficiently to the defense needs of NATO, if they are attacked by the Russians, we will not defend them. This was a very, very dangerous and shocking statement by President Trump. However, it pushed many European governments to comply with his demands with regards to increasing their defense spending.